Well, hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. This is your friend Ursie, and boy, has 2023 come onto the scene with so many amazing Earth events. I'm calling in from California, Northern California, and in particular, we had a bridge go out here, which has basically got about 60 residents concerned because the only exit going out is another very slim bridge. So it could be that in a matter of days, we become an island. And oh my goodness, there's already so many lessons being learned as together we figure out how to help support one another, how to take care of emergencies, how to put up caution and warning tapes and messages to really help support the many, many senior citizens here in this little neighborhood. So, boy, I haven't been able to produce many videos at this time, and that's okay. I think I've been challenged personally to take even more of the spiritual knowledge and esoteric wisdom that I've been gathering for decades and now put it into practice. And at the same time, really learning how to give myself a certain ease and grace, to allow myself rest and love. And so, unfortunately, I'm seeing the best and the worst when you go outside. Um, Fear really brings out a certain character in individuals. And so, I've seen heroism and I've seen anger. So, we're going to take one step at a time. I know that this too shall pass, and that there is a beautiful, divine, even galactic wisdom for why this is happening now. I know that my life is like a microcosm of the macrocosm. So it's like, okay, how do I want to be in this moment? Do I choose love or fear? Because fear is so easy to choose, and fear has so many different faces, right? So in this moment, I'm just offering this little message. Thank you, everybody, for looking at some of the fun videos here on the Ascension Playground. I so appreciate your support, your subscriptions, and I'll be back. I wanted to share this particular painting behind me with you, though, almost as a metaphor for what's happening in my community. I created this large 36 by 60 inch acrylic and oil painting maybe 3 or 4 years ago. You know, the center of this beautiful double pentagon. This is the Divine Temple blueprint for the Osirian temple in Abydos, Egypt. And so today, the geometry and the colors, and then the metaphoric image in the center is really helping me to call upon my higher angels. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And so I'm going to choose and focus on what lesson is there to be learned today, and then this week, and then the year ahead. It's going to be a marathon for fixing that which is broken, but certainly old structures that appeared to be solid and safe went out in a moment. And I am just so personally grateful that no one was killed or injured when the bridge collapsed. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Just see my story as a metaphor for the collective, that again, old systems that used to work. This is probably a 40 or 50-year-old bridge. No signs of collapse, went out in a moment with the flooding here in California. Hey, I just wanted to add a little bit to my previous message, and that is people are asking me, how is it that you are staying so calm? And I got to say, I've chosen to do two things in between all the activity. And that is one, to return to some of the studies I learned through the Stargate experience. This is an organization that offers free meditations online. If you look at stargateexperience.com, a gentleman named Prageet and Julianne, they both channel an entity named Alcazar. And Alcazar works oftentimes with a Summer of Light conference with Cryon. So Prageet and Lee Carroll, two channelers, get together, and it's fascinating to listen to. But the Stargate experience is mostly about you moving into recorded meditations to allow yourself to experience the multidimensionality of your beingness and to invite in your star family. So that is one amazing tool and resource. I studied to be a facilitator of the Stargate work, I think back in 2015 or 16. And I set it aside to learn other things, but now I'm coming back to it. So right next to me here, this is a Stargate. It's basically a metal geometry that's used to help give a visual to anchor in your desire for meditating with your super consciousness. It's not needed, but it's a visual or an image to help focus one's thoughts. Let me pause and share one other thing that's helping keep my sanity going when I move into fear. Let's see, I am going to change. So, the second thing that I've been doing to really help support me during this time of very little access to the outside world is to pick up the book that Julia Balaz recommends in the Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioners course. It is The 3 Waves of Volunteer in the New Earth by Dolores Cannon. Oop, there we go. So this book, I mean, I bought it, I had it on the shelf. I would peruse it and read little bits and pieces. But for me, this offers a perfect pathway into understanding from a galactic conscious perspective why things happen and the setup and the synchronicities. It just gives you a bigger dashboard to look at instead of just the mundane, this is happening, how do I get out of the box? It really helps you look and embrace more of your cosmic soul journeying. And that dovetails so nicely with Julia Balaz and her galactic astrology calculator. So thank you everybody for listening. Again, I wanted to give a shout out to the StargateExperience.com folks with their free online meditations. And they have a YouTube channel. And then also to Dolores Cannon, any and all of her books. I know The Convoluted Universe is fascinating too, but in particular, The 3 Waves of Volunteers, it is extraordinary. So if anyone listening, if you never felt like Earth was home, pick up this book. If you wondered what am I doing here? What's my real purpose and who are my family? Pick up this book. It's fascinating. And Dolores learned about so many of people's stories by working with what's called QHHT, a quantum healing hypnosis technique. All right, I don't mean to go so long, but thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next time on the Ascension Playground. Bye for now.